For those of you that are going to be using zFairs for your academic decathlon speech and interview, this is a little coordinator training video to help you navigate the zFairs site. First thing you'll do is you'll go to your zFairs webpage, whatever's been assigned to you, put in your username, password, and log in. The first place you'll want to go to is staff. This is where you're going to do all of your fair setup. You're going to go right here to fair setup. And in this box right here, start here, set the basics. You're going to go with general information. This is where you'll enter your fair information, the name of the fair, any images that you have. For example, I have my fair artwork up here on each page, so I just uploaded it from my PC. Set the address, contact information, hit save. Next area you want to hit is your schedule. Set it to Pacific time. If you're using zFairs to register your students and judges, then you'll want to make sure you set this stuff. I personally am uploading all of my students and all of my judges, and I'm going to show you a little bit later on how to upload the students and the judges to zFairs if you're using your own registration platform. Again, hit save and exit. Settings. This kind of sets up everything for how your fair is going to work. I, again, am uploading my students and judges, so under users and registration type settings, I don't really have much in here because I'm not using zFairs as my registration, but if you are, you want to read each of these and make sure that you turn on the items that you need. For example, if a student's going to register through zFairs, you'll check that box so that they'll get a verification click, or so that the students are required to click on a link in an email they'll receive to continue the registration. So basically you can read through all of these. Allow teachers to register, allow judges to register, anyone can register as a judge, volunteers. Pretty much with decathlon we'd be sticking to students and judges. The next section is your fair features and settings, and all these little check boxes. When I show you my home page, you'll notice that I have a general tab for my fair, and then I have a tab for the student, and I have a tab for the judge, and I'm going to show you how to set those up in a minute, but you want to make sure that these are checked so that when the student logs in, they go to their student tab, and when the judge logs in, they go to their judge tab. I have show registration checked on my home page. If I were going to use zFairs as my default registration platform, then the applicants would be able to go to the zFairs webpage and create an account. Project entries. I want to make sure I don't use this for AcaDeca, so I don't really know what to do with it. Schools and grades. This fair, AcaDeca, is 9, 10, 11, and 12, so I checked those boxes. Checked any school can register and all schools to be registered. Registration fees, if you're using zFairs as your platform, you can set your registration fees here. Miscellaneous items, if you need to clear anything out, like if you upload all of your students, for example, I'm using all of my speech is on January 23rd and interview is on January 30th. So I'm going to upload all of my speech judges for the January 23rd date, and when I'm done with that, I can clear them all out by clicking this box. And then I can upload all of my interview judges for the 30th. I could also clear out all of my schools, all of my attendees, teachers, and so forth. We don't use ISEF Form Wizard, that's for science fair. This is the premium features. So for online judging, we want to enable the online judging. That allows the judges to do the video conferencing and check off the scores on their rubric. Over here is online judging. You want to make sure that's clicked on so that the web conferencing is enabled. We have the basic information panel start open. You can read through these, check on the ones you want to have going, and check off the ones you don't want. One that you definitely want to check is this is the video gate. So if you check this box, video judging won't allow a student to be alone with one judge. There will have to be at least 2 judges in the room in order for the video to start and the student and the judges to be connected to each other. Over here for AcaDeca, got you have timing controls on your judges' conferences, and I allow my lead judges to have access to those timing controls. So I have AcaDeca show interview controls, and only the lead interview judge has access to those controls. They can start and stop the timers. And then show the AcaDeca speech controls, and the same thing for the lead judge for my speech. Only the lead judge can start and stop the timers. And then I have this selected, AcaDeca plays sounds and timers. The student will be able to see the clock and hear the timer announce that they have a minute left or 30 seconds left, or it's time to stop. You have the option of hiding the clock from the student. I personally want the student to see the time counting down so that they don't lose track of their time. So that is the settings page. Next thing we're going to look at is categories. And I just simply put in interview, typed in interview, put an I for abbreviation, showing online judging, and saved the category. And then I created the same thing for speech. So there's my speech category. Next thing we're going to look at is customizing the text, and this is basically looking at how your general page, your student page, and your judges page are going to look. So you click on, I'm only using the home pages for each. So here's where I put all the information for my general page. You just cut and paste it or type. You can also have the ability to link documents in here, so you can just highlight it and select the link button and put in your URL. If you have any files, like I wanted to put my logo in here for VCOE, I just uploaded, I chose the file from my PC, selected it, uploaded it, and once it's uploaded I can just drop it right in there. Pretty much works the exact same way for the student's homepage and for the judge's homepage. If you want to customize the styling, you'll notice that my site's burgundy and white. You don't have a lot of control over customizing the site, but what you can do is you can change the colors. So my background color is white. I don't have a texture. You can select a texture if you want. It's just a default one. You can change the gradient if you want. This is the header and footer background color, and then of course the header and footer text color is going to be white, so it shows against that burgundy. If you want to choose a different color, you just click on it and pick whatever color it is you want to use, or put in the values for it. And then hit save. And then the last thing we're going to look at under the Fair Setup tab is the judging sessions. And this again, you create a judging session for interview, name it, time and day that it's going to be active, and the grade levels that are participating in it. And then for speech, same thing, speech, date and time from start to finish, and the grade levels. I didn't select the times to be judged because later on when we do the auto assign, we're going to select that. So we'll get out of there. Go back to the home page. So these are the 3 tabs I was telling you about. This is the general page. I showed you how I put in all my content and did the link, and then when the students log in, this is the page they're directed to, and I've included my permission and request for participation form here so that they have access to it if they haven't filled it out yet. And then there's the judge's main page. And this is my volunteer code of conduct, so the judges can click on that, make sure they review it. Now we're going to take a look at the AcaDeca management. So on this page, if you've already uploaded your judges, you'll see all your judges here. On this page, you can promote or demote a judge. By promoting a judge, you're making that judge a lead judge. They'll be the ones that have access to the timer controls. So I put in a bunch of dummy accounts, so all of my judge 1s are lead judges, and all of my judge 2s are regular judges. And I'm only going to be using 2 judges for speech and 2 judges for interview for each student. So I'll have a lead judge and a regular judge and a student in the room together. This is where you put in your prompts for the impromptu speech. Each one of these prompt sets is a set of 3. So depending on how many speech rooms you're going to be using, if you're using 10 speech rooms, then you'll want 10 prompt sets so that it's constantly cycling through the prompts. So if I click on this, you'll see, if I click on the little edit icon here, you'll see that there are 3 prompts within that prompt set. If I click on this one, prompt set, another prompt set, you'll see that there's 3 different prompts. And these will randomly cycle throughout your rooms so that kids aren't getting the same prompts. Here's where you would download your scores. When speech is done, you hit download. And when you open it up, it's set up the same way that Enlight would import your speech scores. So you can take this CSV file and actually import it into Enlight for your speech scores, and same for your interview scores. This is where we load our students. You just create a CSV file with these headers, and then for some reason we have a choice between speech and interview. I just click speech, choose the file I want to upload, hit open, and what it does is it shows you a preview of what it's going to upload. Then because mine has headers, I click right here. Does the file include headers? And you can see these usernames and passwords. These are the usernames and passwords that I got out of the Enlight system after I loaded my students up in there. So that way everything will match up between Enlight and zFairs. These would be the same IDs, the same schools, the same student first name, the same student last name, Honor Scholastic Varsity, username and password. All of that's the exact same in Enlight. When you upload your kids into Enlight, you're going to get their username and password and download that so that you can upload the exact same username and password into zFairs. That way the kids don't need to have 2 usernames and 2 passwords. If you're satisfied with the way all that looks, you'll just click load and all your students will be uploaded. You also have the ability to load judges, which is very nice because I'm using my own registration process for my judges as well. And it's the same deal. You just have a CSV file with these headers. Choose your file. And I have judges import right there. I hit open. Again, I have headers, so I click this. That's my judge's first name, last name, the username that I create for them, and the password that I create for them. And then when I notify them, when I do my final confirmation to my judges, I'll be able to send them their username and passwords. They can log in on event day. And then you just hit load. All right, the next tab we're going to want to look at is the People tab. This is where you can individually edit students and judges. And again, I'm only using students and judges, so I don't have to worry about this adults and the temp and the teachers and all that good stuff. So if I just want to see the students, I click on that. And these are all the dummy accounts I created for students. If I want to edit anything, I just click on the little icon here, and I can look at the participant, basic info, see that their username's all good, what they're set up for, and close that out. I can also change their username or password. If for some reason the password that the student received isn't working correctly, you can go in here, create a new password, and send it to them so that they can try to log in again. Same thing with the judges. If you want to edit the judges, you just click on this little hammer here. Same, edit view the participant, change their password and change their name. Pretty straightforward. Now the next thing we're going to want to look at is the judging. So I'm going to click on judging, go to setup. And on setup you have basic information. So this is a message to the judges, how many times you want each student to be judged, what the default round is, speech or interview. And then here's where your rubrics are. And when you get in here, you probably won't have an interview or speech rubric in unless zFairs has preloaded it for you, so you can create your own rubric. If you want to take a look at it or edit it, you just click on that little pencil. Here is the rubric for our interview settings. You can see the rubric has been added to the interview category. And is AcaDeca interview? Yes is checked. There's all of the areas that will be scored by the judges. If you want to edit any of that information, you just click there. You put a description in. The score type is a range from 0 to 10. The other tab you want to take a look at is rounds. There's the speech round, interview round. Again, these probably won't be in there unless zFairs preloads it for you, so you would create a new round using this. To edit the round, click on that. It's a speech round. It's worth 1,000 points. Just times to judge each project is it's just set at 99. It's kind of a default. You don't have to really worry about it. Set the time for how long it lasts, how long the speech lasts. So 10 minutes and then 5 minutes as a buffer. You put in when judging starts, the date, the start time, a break from noon to 1 for lunch, time judging ends from same day, 4:30, and it uses the speech rubric. Hit Save Changes. Now to take a look at the actual round, you're going to click on this little eye here. And that's going to show you projects, which are actually decathletes. It's going to show you It's going to show you that they've been assigned judges. I'm going to clear that in a minute and show you how I did that. But you can see that this student has one number 1 judge and one number 2 judge. So that's a lead judge, a regular judge, and the student. And every student's been assigned, so I know that that's good. Same with the judges. I can see how many speeches that the judge has been assigned. Looking at it right here, they got 9 each. And the way we do that, I will clear the assignments and show you that. So we clear the assignments. Now we'll go back and look at the Judges tab and the Projects or Decathletes tab, and you'll see that there's no assignments there. No assignments. No assignments. So I'm just going to move that I want each project to be judged between a minimum of twice and a maximum of 3 times. I have 207 projects in here and 46 judges, and since I'm only doing a lead judge and a regular judge, I'm going to set this number to 9. If I set it any higher than 9, then some of my lead judges won't be assigned to a project. So you want to be sure that you can divide your whatever your number of students divided by your number of judges. That's how many times you want to set it up to be judged. You can set it up to be judges assigned to a project at separate times or at the same time, and then you hit Assign Judges. Go back over here and you'll see that each judge has been assigned 9 projects. Those are all my lead judges. My last lead judge has 9 projects, and then my regular judges all have 9 projects. All of my students have 2 judges. So that looks good. There's another nice feature that zFairs was kind enough to put in. That is, if you want to set your students and judges to meet at specific times, all you have to do is download either the student or the judge or both, and this is what the CSV file looks like. So it downloaded all the judges I have in there, and it kept their little identification key, which zFairs assigns. You have to add a column, and then you'll put in the schedule using this year, date, time format. So you'll use that format to put in the time, and then uploading the schedule is the same as it was for uploading earlier. So here I have a judge's schedule. Click on that, hit open, and you'll get a preview of what the file will look like, and this will be actual dates and times over here. I just put in the format there. So if you like it, you hit load, and that assigns those times and dates for the judge to be judging. And then I do have headers, so I click on that. Now you're probably not going to assign the judges to specific times. What you're going to want to do instead is you're going to want to assign the kids specific times. So you take a look at that CSV file, and you do the same thing. Create a column, go down, use that format for date and time, choose your file, and then I have a project schedule, which is actually a decathlete schedule. I click on that, hit open, and you'll see that each of my decathletes would then have an assigned time and date for their speech or their interview, depending on which one you're uploading at this point in time. So we did just the random assignments. So these don't have any date or time on them. They basically are just in a queue, and when the judge is ready to meet with them, the kid's waiting in the room, the judge clicks on it, and they are put in the room together. I'll show you what that looks like. I am going to log in as a judge. So I'm going to log out of here, and I'll show you what the judge will see now that they've been assigned. Now that they've been assigned projects, you'll see what a judge will see. So the judge will go up here to online judging, click on that. And these are the projects that the judge has been assigned, and you can see that there is a time already in there from the random assignment. Again, you can set it up to create your own schedule. So when the judge goes in here, that's what they get. Click on that and they see the rubric. And when they're ready to enter the judging room, click on there. And this is a lead judge, so the lead judge has access to the prepared speech and the impromptu speech timers. and just fill out the rubric as they interview the student or listen to the student's speech. That's it. I hope this helps you to navigate zFairs as a coordinator.